The voice of the drum calls. It sings a song of those who came before us and those to come. A song of survival and strength. A song of participation and voice. A song that calls us together. When we come together and participate in the 2010 census, we use this tool as the voice of all our Native people. Our voice. It is in our hands. 2010 census.
Hello, I'm Kimberly Acosta. Welcome to this edition of the Native News Update on Wednesday, March 31st. Many of the stories you hear here can be found at our website, IndianCountryNews.com. And here's the news for the day from the Associated Press and other Native news sources. Arizona State University administrators scout classrooms on Native American community college campuses to find potential tribal teachers. ASU wants to recruit as many as possible into Project WIND, a program that offers academic help to Native students. The program pays for tuition and textbooks and has a stipend for mandatory semester of student teaching. ASU's College of Teacher Education and Leadership recently received a $1.28 million grant from the U.S. Department of Education's Indian Education Program to continue Project WIND for 3 years. The grant is open to any Native American student from any tribe, as long as a student goes through the program's 2 sites. The San Manuel Band of Mission Indians announced the gift of about $5.6 million to nonprofit organizations at its second annual Forging Hope Luncheon. The biggest grant, $3.7 million, was given to the University of Redlands to establish an endowed faculty position in Native American Studies, as well as to provide other learning opportunities. Other groups that received major funding include the Community Hospital of San Bernardino, Dorothy Raymond Learning Center, a Banning-based nonprofit with a mission of preserving and sharing Indian culture in Southern California, and a donation to the United National Indian Tribal Youth Incorporated. At the luncheon, the tribe also announced a more convenient way for nonprofit groups to seek assistance. From now on, groups will be able to submit applications online on the Charitable Giving tab at sanmanuel-nsn.gov. Carleen Hunter, CEO of Native American Natural Foods, makers of the Tonka Bar, has been named the 2010 recipient of the Cliff Adler Heart in Business Award, one of the most natural foods industry's top honors. Hunter is the first Native American natural foods industry leader to receive the award in its 21-year history. Established in 1989, the prestigious award, named for Mr. Adler, who was vice president of Eden Foods, honors a member of the natural food industry who embodies the qualities Mr. Adler was admired for: integrity, humor, problem-solving, hard work, and heart. Telling a story, that's what a 10-year, $5 million renovation of the Jones Archaeological Museum at Moundville Archaeological Park in Alabama is about. The museum, about to reopen to the public after being closed for nearly 2 years, combines the latest technology with more than 200 stunning artifacts to describe one of the most significant Native American archaeological sites in the United States. A public celebration of the reopened museum will be on May 15th. Admission will be half price on that day, and Native Americans' entrance is free with a tribal membership card. Moundville Archaeological Park encompasses 28 flat-topped mounds built as platforms for civic and ceremonial buildings and the homes of the nobility in the community. The site displays the remains of a city that flourished between AD 1200 and 1450. At one point, as many as 10,000 people lived in the Black Warrior Valley under the rule of the Moundville chief. The Indigenous Language Institute of Santa Fe, New Mexico is collaborating with the Enduring Voices Project, a joint venture between the Living Tongues Institute for Endangered Languages and the National Geographic Society, to train 7 indigenous people from India, New Guinea, Paraguay, California, and Oklahoma to create multimedia language materials. The workshop will be held on April 5th through the 10th at the Indigenous Language Institute's Technology Learning Center in Santa Fe. The Indigenous Language Institute is a national nonprofit organization headquartered in Santa Fe, New Mexico. For more information, you can visit ilinative.org. And that's the latest roundup of news from Indian Country on this edition of the Native News Update. I'd like to thank you for joining me, and have a grand day.